let us begin with we are studying the Kathopanishad. In the Kathopanishad, we begin with the Shanti mantra. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Adhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. We are going to study about the Atman. We are going to listen the answers that the king of death, Yama, is going to give to the young aspirant of spirituality, that is Nachiketa. Why he is young? Because he is free from any impression of the worldliness. That is the main criteria. If you are completely free from that, so it is very easy for one to concentrate for a higher thought, very subtle thought. In the beginning, we have seen he tried to save his father as because he was cheating the other people. They couldn't understand, but being the son, knowing everything of the household, he understood that the father actually not giving all those things that he was supposed to give, he promised to give. He was not keeping the promise. So obviously, he was committing sin and thinking that by saving the major portion of his wealth and giving away all those which are not useful, he will get a good name in the society. His father was also a learned man, but delusion, moha. And that is why when you are giving, some people are giving, they must do the best thing. And with all devotion, Shraddhaya deyam, asraddhaya adeyam. When you are not having the respect, you should not give. With asraddha, when we are giving, that creates opposite reaction. It should not be given. When you are giving something to the God, we should bring it properly, give it to Him. We just purchase something and give. Do you wash it? We don't. But suppose you are offering it, you are supposed to wash it. Of course, in our place, before offering the God, our people, they wash it and give it properly. That's true. But all this, Shraddhayadeyam. But Nachiketa's father was not giving with Shraddha. Rather, he was trying to have that idea, when I will distribute all this, people will talk about me very highly, and I will get the name and fame in the society. That was in the background. And what is this society? Very temporary. Those who are clapping today, tomorrow they won't be. So obviously that bichara, discrimination, which is the main force of spirituality, that was absent. Nachiketa offered himself as being a son. I too am your wealth, so please give it to me, to someone. He wanted to offer himself, to sacrifice like that. Afterwards, long afterwards, the same thing we find in the life of Sri Ramachandra. Without any hesitation, he was ready to sacrifice himself. So that is the way they are sacrificing. Why? Because they understood this world is temporary. And now this Nachiketa went to the Yama. We know all this. Yama was absent for 3 days. After coming back, he wanted to pacify this brahmachari, and he told, okay, I will give you the 3 boons. And these 3 boons that he offered, the first boon, Nachiketa asked, it was very, very worldly. Why? My father should be happy. Naturally, his father was angry when he said, go to Yama. So that was not the real that he thought. He just spoke it out like that, angrily. Now he must be suffering. So, oh God, please save my father. And he said he must have good sleep. When a person is in anxiety, he cannot sleep. So he asked, let him have the good sleep. It doesn't mean that he is asking, it means that he should be normal, happy. So that is the, then he said, when I go back, my father should recognize me. Because after meeting the death, one cannot come back. Even if they come back, the people will say ghost, they won't accept him or the person. So that also he mentioned. Second, he thought about others. He said, I have seen the people are suffering in this world, and I have known that if they come to the heaven, they can enjoy the life. So tell me how to come to heaven. What is the process? The Yama was ready to give these 2 boons. Okay, then you can take that also. You can go and spread, but most of the people won't be able to do that, he knew. They won't be able to do this because as we go to India, when the people say, Swamiji, won't you go? Yes, yes, come, visit us. Because we know it's very difficult to get the visa. So no problem to invite them, any number of people. The Yama also was very sure the people are not going to perform exactly. See, in this next weekend, we are going to have this retreat on Tantra. Major thing is the mantra, Aptantra. And this mantra, if pronounced properly, is going to give a perfect result. Sure. So about that mantra, Yama knew majority of the people won't be able to utter in that way. You know that power of the mantra. There is a story, I don't know, it is in the Ramayana or not, original Ramayana. It says that the Rama and the Ravana, before the big war between Rama and Ravana, both were worshipping Durga. And for the blessings, they were seeking from the Durga. And now suppose you perform perfectly, Durga is bound to give blessings to Rama and Ravana also, whoever will do that. Hanuman understood it. So he secretly went, and just the small fry, he was sitting on a letter. If you forget to pronounce that, the meaning is totally different. And Ravana, when he was chanting that mantra, he wrongly pronounced that and naturally didn't get the blessings of the mother, but the Ramachandra. So this type of story, they say, that means the mantra if properly pronounced. So Yama gave that mantra and the process of yajna, all those things, but the very perfect and one-pointed mind, Nachiketa, immediately repeated that, and Yama was very happy, and he said, okay, an extra boon I will give to you, and that is this particular yajna will be in your name. And then came the third one. Here Nachiketa, he asked, is there Atman? People are confused about it. So please tell me, if there Atman, if the Atman is there, how can I know him? So this Atman, that was the question. Now this is so difficult to understand, and if one get that, immediately he get everything. So that is why Yama started telling him, don't ask that question. Even the gods couldn't understand that. It is so difficult for even for the gods who are much above than the human being. They also can't understand it. What do you want? You want to enjoy this world? I will give you everything. Ima Rama Saratha Saturja Nahi Lambaniya Manushyahi. That you cannot get it anywhere in this world. I will give you all these divine things. Here comes, for a real spiritual seeker, this temptation. This temptation comes to everyone's life. In the Lord Buddha, Mara, and Jesus, the devil, Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shankaracharya, each and every one was having this. In the case of Swami Vivekananda, his own guru was telling, I will give you Ashtasiddhi. Do you like to take it? Ashtasiddhi we have already started. So what is the Ashtasiddhi? One Siddhi if we get, I need not to think about. I was thinking at least one you give me. So I need not to bother about the money. All this temple and everything we can immediately do. But this Ashtasiddhi, if anyone is having, can you imagine his power? And flatly refused. Vivekananda flatly refused. Then again he said, when he was hungry, his family was, his mother and parents, his brothers, mother and brothers were hungry. And there was not a single morsel of food. So difficult for life was for Vivekananda, Narendranath. And Sri Ramakrishna told, go to mother and pray whatever. You read that life. Oh, the wonderful, but so challenging. When you want to get some problem solved, we go and stand before one who can solve it just in second. But you are not asking that. Why? That moment you were discriminating what I am going to ask from him, from her, from the divinity. Because whatever I am going to ask, that's so temporary. So that is called discrimination. Here we will study today. And in the last, the Yama, the king of death, tried best to allure Nachiketa in a different way. Nachiketa, though young in age, provided that he was a true seeker of spirituality, proved that he was a true seeker of spirituality, and he sought truth and nothing but truth. And in one of the sloka, I think in the Ishatmananda it says, the Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasya Apihitam Mukham. Satya, the truth, the Atman, that face is covered with the golden plate. Hiranmayena Patrena. Hiranmaya means the gold. That means, again, if you get that, if you accept that, gold, prosperity, then you will see that true, that Atman or Brahman, that knowledge. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, because the ants are coming constantly, so those who are keeping the sugar bag, they keep a few drops over there in front. So the ants are coming, eating one and getting satisfied and thinking next time when I come, I will take back all these. So we are so happy when we are proceeding towards the spirituality, we get little benefit, maybe a very good speaker, very good writer, and he can read the other's mind, like that way, then what happens? So obviously this is the terrible thing, and that way people are going so near, then turn. Because, and that is the game, the play, always they play, God plays. Nachiketa was very, very intelligent. He understood everything, trying to find out whether he was hidden desire. The Yama, he said, the Yama tried to test that boy. Everyone, all guru will do that. That is the first thing. Do you like to have these, have these, have these? Then only. otherwise not. So they said, Shankaracharya, while explaining this, he used a wonderful example. He said, Kaka Danta Pariksha. Kaka means the crow, examining the teeth of the crow. Crow is not having any teeth. As if the futile, unnecessary, examining the teeth of the crow, as if similarly Yama was trying to find out, is there any hidden desire in the heart of Nachiketa? And naturally, he couldn't find anything. And through ages, spiritual seekers held Nachiketa as their ideal. Every age, Nachiketa, Swami Vivekananda said, you must become like Nachiketa. And because of his one-pointed devotion to truth, his sharp, discriminative mind immediately understood the futility of worldly pleasure, and very clearly he expressed Shobhavamartasya Yadantakaitat. That is, on the 26th, the first chapter 26th sloka, it says, Shobhavamartasya Yadantakaitat Sarvendriyani Jarayanti Tejaha Api Sarvam Jivitam Alpameva Tabaiva Vaha Tavanirta Gite. So, one young man came, he was asking, what should be the quality to become a monk? I said this, Tabaiva Vaha Tavanirta Gite. So, this type of idea, otherwise it is very difficult. Of course, I remember one incident that happened. That one boy, he came when I was very busy. In Advaita Ashram, we used to publish the book and to take it to sell also in different book fairs. And in one of the book fairs in Calcutta, so much of crowd. So naturally, we were very few brahmacharis and swamis. We were so busy, one boy came and he was whispering, suppose I like to become a sannyasi, what should I do? I casually told, as always they say, take a towel and then start walking. That's all. Nothing, no money or no connection or no recommendation later. Take the towel and move out. And next day, all his family men came and they were, hey, you have inspired our son to go out. I said, who is your son? I don't know. Then they were narrating. He went and told to his brother. And afterwards, his brother and all the family members got up and found the one towel is missing and the boy also. So they came all the way to me. His brother knew and all this problem. Of course, he came after 10-15 days, came back to home. So this is not the thing. He says, O death, all these pleasures that you are offering to me are transient. That we must have to understand. They wear out the vigor of all the sense organs. Moreover, life is short. Let those things be with you. Shobhavamartasya Yadantakaitat. That is the way one should understand. And next sloka, again, it called it mantra. On the 27th mantra, he said, Na bittena tarpanyo manushyo lapshamahi bittam adraksha chetva jivishyama jabat ichchasi tvam barastu me baranya eva sa eva. And it says, O death, man is never satisfied with the wealth. See, though again and again it says Nachiketa was young, people do not know how old he was, but by age he was young. But he studied all this. Not only that, he understood, realized, and he was convinced that all these things that we see are only temporary. So that only possible with the blessings of God, otherwise not. Sometimes when we are reading, we feel, oh yes, this is really true. When you go to accompany sometimes to the funeral ground and all that, We feel, oh, the life is so short and temporary, nothing is there. The moment we come out of that, again we forget. It goes on like this. So one must be very, very careful to remember it all the time. And that here he says, na bittena tarpaniyo manushyo. You cannot satisfy a person with wealth. The more you give, more you give, more you give. He wants more, more and more and more. And look at all our billionaires. They are not satisfied. They have got everything. Name, fame, money, what else? Still not satisfied. When they go to bed, perhaps, I don't know, they are taking the pills so that they can sleep. And that is the reason, if one cannot simply enjoy his own life, cannot sleep, what is the necessity of this wealth? Useless. So I have seen, when in Andaman, the huge ship came, and little Viking, the bigger Viking is also there, senior Viking, that is called little Viking. Huge ship. And even you can play the golf over there, so big. And so many different types of things are there. 5 lifts, elevators working inside that. And I found a lady alone sitting. When I was coming down, I met her, just greeted her and said, "You must be enjoying the sailing." "I should have to," she said. I told this to you. I should have to. Because I don't have friends and relatives in that sense. I have to spend some time. How? And here also, I have booked, I have given so much of money, but there is no one to talk to. So that is the thing. All the bitter, all this wealth, what it can bring to us? Nothing. So he said, in the Bhagavata, we find the incident of the king Yayati. Many of you have heard the name of Yayati. And his famous statement about the desire. I am not going to repeat the story. And after he prayed to God, "Give me more life, more life, more life," and he was having that. And he was having some special quality to get the youth of the others. Like that also he continued. But after, when everybody passed away, he was still young and he had the strength to enjoy this world. Then he realized and he said, "Najatu kamo kamanam upabhogena samyati." You cannot, the desire are never satisfied by the enjoyment of desires. Upabhogena, enjoyment of what? All the desires. You can never stop it. It goes on increasing and increasing. You will wonder, after the Second World War, America formed a Hoover Committee, and only to assess the post-war economic changes. Now everything was topsy-turvy, we can say, and what we are going to do. So the committee, to find out the economic the condition. The committee's report echoed Yayati's statement, confession. There it says, the survey has proved conclusively what has long been held theoretically to be true. What is that? That wants are almost insatiable. Wants are almost insatiable, that one want makes way for another. So when we are satisfying one want, another desire comes, another. So for the economy it is good. They go on repeating and repeating. When they came out with 6th standard, the iPhone, and people went the whole night, they were in the line to get one. And after 2 years, again they came out with the 7th. Again the same people, they are going and returning. I am also the one of the same. So going and returning back and getting the new one, new one, new one, new one. Want never. And some people are having 2, 3 iPhones. You will see in India, the particularly political leaders, they want to show that they are somebody. They always hold in their left hand through 2, 3 iPhones. Then they will be holding like this, because it is for the family, it is for the friends, it is for the outsider, this is, and the someone he is holding, that is. So that way it can never be satisfied. And the Hoover Committee, their report, it says, wants are almost insatiable, that one want makes the way for another. In the first chapter of the last sloka, Nachiketa firmly but very humbleness said to Yama, and he is telling, Nanyam tasmat Nachiketa brinite. At the last line, he said, you have said this, okay, but I want only the knowledge of the Atman and nothing else. I don't want anything this material can give. I want only the knowledge of the Atman. So he says, Nanyam tasmat Nachiketo brinishe. I don't want brinishe, I don't want anything. What is that? Nachiketa will not choose any other boon but the one, the knowledge of the Atman, which is profound and mysterious. Gudham anuprabhishto. In the Sanskrit, Gudham is a profound. Anuprabhishto, very, very subtle. It's not so easy to understand. Very subtle. The great teacher Yama was immensely pleased. Why? To get a real disciple. He is so pleased. The disciple who could really understand. When a teacher finds a very attentive student, the teacher becomes very happy. He keeps that name of the boy remembered, and then he will be all the time inquiring, are you studying well? What is that? Any problem? Come to me. So himself is offering the service for the development of that particular student, because they say particularly this ascharya bhakta kushalasya labdha. So one must be very, very attentive student. Then only the other things goes on all right. First chapter, second canto, the king Yama begins to give his reply. Now from here onwards, he goes on giving the reply of the third question, what is Atman? But those the students of Vedanta, you all know, no one can give the explanation of the Atman, cannot explain Atman, because it is beyond time, space and causation. So what do they give? Hints. They will be telling about what are the problems to understand this Atman, the Badha, and then hints about that. And in Hindi they say, इशारा ही काफी है, बुद्धिमानों के लिए इशारा ही काफी है. This means the hints are sufficient for the intelligent people. You need not to go on narrating, just a hint. And here also, those who are coming to understand the Atman, their basic preparation perfect. Their mind is only one pointed, and they want to get that knowledge. And so this is, they say, anyat sriya, anyat utaiva priya, ste ube nanarte purusham sinita. In the Pratham Adhyaya Ditya Balli, second, anyat sriya, anyat utaiva priya, ste ube nanarte purusham sinita. Taya sriya adadanasya sadhu bhavati Yati arthad ya'u priyo brinite. It's talk about the Sriya and Priya. The two different marg. Marg means the way. We always know, even in this our Bhagavad Gita, it says there are two things that there, be careful. And this two thing is one, that is the truth, that is the God, that is me, the Krishna, like that they say. Another, all this. In the Mahabharata again, if you can remember, just before the beginning of the war, both they went to Krishna to invite to join his camp, and Krishna told, since both of you have come, I have to share. So in one side, me only, the God, and with a promise that I am not going to fight physically. And another side, all my soldiers. In the world, there's so many things are there. But in God, if you go, apparently there is nothing. In the 17th, 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, again talk about that is Swattva, enjoyment. Those who are enjoying the Sattva, how they enjoy? In the beginning, it is very bitter. When the boy was asking what I should do and how I should prepare, I told him in the beginning it is really bitter. Every day you have to get up in the early morning, every day you have to come and go on meditating, chanting the name of God, doing the work continuously, not in a day or two or a week, a month, years together you have to prepare yourself. And then in between there will be the clashes to break your ego. So all these things will go, and sometimes you will feel, oh my God, why have I come? And that way you have to constantly pray to God, give me light, give me light. In the beginning it's very, very difficult. And for the Ramakrishna mission, it is very difficult. Why? They don't like to give the Gerua. That is why in the beginning, if you come, the first 1 year, you are just staying. And then 3 years in the same ashrama or anywhere, if you like, they may post. There you have to work, but your name is not in the permanent record. So only there, one boy is there, that much, that information will be there. Then you go to training center, we call it training center in the Belur Math, and everything you do under the watchful eyes of so many senior Swamis. I was holding the glass in left hand, immediately someone told, why you are holding the glass like that? You are supposed to hold like this. And then, so difficult, so difficult. And sometimes they will create the problem so that you can patiently do. And I told you perhaps, the one of our Swamiji, you get the duty to clean the bathrooms or dressing the vegetable, serving the elderly people, and also working inside the kitchen and the temple, everywhere, so that in different situations you can be calm and quiet. And when they gave me the duty inside the temple, I was so happy. I'll be so near to the God, sanctum sanctorium there inside. But the Pujari Swamiji, the priest, he used to take the test, and that was really terrible. He should not have. He used to throw the it's called rice, white rices, on a white floor, white marble floor. How to find out the rice? And more, to make it more difficult, he will be sprinkling the white chandan, the sandal paste. Naturally, when it is dry, you cannot find it out. You have to. But my luck favored me. My previous one, he got scolding every day. And afterwards he learned, he found out the technique, how to find it out. So he taught me. He was really good. And he told, the first thing you should do, near the gate, you should lie down, and as if you are doing the prostrating, the pranam you are doing, and then you should turn your face like this and find out where all these things are there. And the right and left like this. First thing you should go and pick those, clean those, then it is easy, do everything. After the 2 months, he gave me the certificate. You are the best. I told it should go to that boy. So who gave me the senior, my senior. So that way you are growing up. Otherwise so difficult. We used to serve the liquid dals and different things. One Swami sitting, he told, from the top, don't mix that dal with, so only from the water you give me. And before that, other Swami, he told, mix the whole thing and give it from the below. That you have to give that. I have already done that. The next one is telling, no dal should come, only water. So I am waiting when it will go and settle, then only I can give the. Can you imagine? You cannot express any anger or dissatisfaction. You are disqualified. So this way they train up the mind. And to serve the senior Swamis, you cannot imagine, so difficult. So he told, keep this thing over here. And he pointed out the finger like this on a corner of a table. If you keep the thing other way, immediately you'll say, no, you should not come to me. Go and report back. I don't need your service. So what happened, Swamiji? You asked to keep it on the table. Table, but here, not there. Now it is a funny thing. But in those days when we were working, it is so terrible. But that way, when you trained up your mind, you forget about the world, whether people are criticizing or the people are praising. That is not touching your heart, and you are completely dedicated. That preparation is necessary. Nachiketa was already prepared, already ready because of his sharp discrimination power, and slowly he was asking this, Anyat Sreya, Anyat Upahiti Priya. These two words, please remember. One is Sreya, another is Priya. One is good, Sreya, and the other, quite different, is Priya, is the pleasant. One is good, another is pleasant. Both of them have different ends and both bind the followers. That is the meaning of the sloka. They have two different aims, goal, and both they bind you. So, everything good happened to them who accept Sreya. Sreya means giving up this world, accepting the God. Like Arjuna, when the offer was given to him, Duryodhana, he was thinking what this man will do, Krishna. He is not having any power, and moreover he has promised not to fight. What unnecessarily I will. So he was very happy when he got all the thousands of soldiers, highly trained. So he was so happy. What happened ultimately? The Krishna was the person who supported, and then only with the support of Krishna, the God. And how he supported? Only by giving the ideas. So buddhi yogam dadamaham. So sometimes we think that we are praying to God, but He is not giving any blessings to me. It's the buddhi. And this buddhi yoga, not that sometimes only God will speak. Maybe from a good person, you hear something, that is the words. You must try to understand, oh, this is correct. At this time, I am enjoying my life. But what is going to happen afterwards? Now look around and you see so many people, they are suffering. Why they are suffering in this way? They made a mistake in some point of their life. So why this religion? Why this scripture? Why this explanation of so many things? Only for this. So this is not an university class or college classroom. I am not just teaching you the Upanishad as they do, as a process of philosophy. Here actually we are aspirants, spiritual aspirants. And we are trying to develop the spiritual strength within our mind. And what is that? Discrimination power. How the discriminative power will come? By this way. When we understand. So I saw my uncle, he is so intelligent person and ambitious. He tried so much. He became very successful. Then ultimately what happened to him? I saw this, I saw that, all these things. Then I to know. I have to go back to the source, go back to the God, if I like to get the peace. And peace in oneness. So Sreya, Everything good happened to them who accept the Sreya, the good. And those who choose prayer, the pleasant one, cannot reach to the end. Why? Because the moksha is the end, liberation is the end. And there in the pleasant, as they say, you are satisfied with something, something more, satisfied with that, another thing. So it goes on and on and on, it never stops. So, disposition of Prakriti, nature, there are three gunas, Sattva, Raja and Tama. And this understanding and action, what these guna they do, they help us to understand and also promote to action in that way. What is Sattva? Knowledge dominated by Sattva guna leads to the understanding of unity in diversity. That's all, the Sattva guna. The Sattva guna is doing only this, unity in diversity. In everything, God is only manifesting. Or otherwise, what happened? I am a follower of a religion, a particular church I am following, and then I become the enemy of all other people because they are not following my church, so go and fight with them and kill them. Is this religion? So that is called tamaguni. So sattaguni, he will immediately discriminate. Oh, naturally, when I was suffering, my mother and father, they also were worried. Similarly, if I create problem for this person, his parents will also suffer. The same thing. When I am hungry, they too feel the hunger. When I am this, naturally that. So this way, when we are discriminating, what happens? Vasudhaiva kutumbakam. That's why the ultimate teaching of the Hinduism, Vasudhaiva kutumbakam. The Vasudha means the whole world, and each and every one is your own relative, kith and kin. So the moment you can think in this way, what happened? Peace, happiness. So that is the main thing. Knowledge dominated by sattva leads to the understanding of unity in diversity. Raja, knowledge dominated by rajas direct attention to diversity. Because the ego, I am doing, I should do, I must perform, and all those things are coming again and again, that I is coming. And tamas, knowledge dominated by tamas sees merely side issues as the whole truth. And under the prompting of the passions, that raja and tama, they don't have any goal, the temporary things. So that they think, if I suppose I kill this man, rob him off, so I can get all the wealth, people don't know, I will enjoy afterwards. And then when they do that, afterwards the police inquiry is coming, then afterwards the law, and he is also suffering inside the jail all through his life. So that is called tama. Very short-sighted. They think they prompted of the passion. So that is called tama. Raja, they see the different. Is God is doing everything? No, I am doing. So from there only all this problem. People under the influence of tamas choose prayer and consider the happiness arising of the organic satisfaction, happiness arising from titillation of senses as the samambonam, be all and end all of life, and they suffer. Now, we find, see, this is our Indian philosophy. But a famous Greek philosopher, he is Plato. In his dialogue, one sentence he is mentioning this way, he said, those who know not wisdom and virtue and are always busy with gluttony and sensuality, that was the lifestyle of the Greeks. The one time, so that was the only lifestyle. Go on eating, eating and eating. Then afterwards, when you cannot eat, then go and vomit. Wash your mouth, come and then again eat. So that was terrible civilization. That's why they broke down so easily. That was a wonderful civilization, but they couldn't keep because of this. Are carried down and up again as far as the mean, and in this region they moved at random through life. They go on doing that again and again and again, life after life. Plato is telling, the Greek philosopher. So this way we find that all the philosophers, the thoughtful people, they understood what is wrong and what is good. But how one will understand what is Shreya and what is Priya? That is the question. Now, of course, by hearing, Sravana, from a person who himself has realized the truth, that is Satya. The question is, that is okay, but how I will know? A young person, he doesn't know anything of it. So whatever happens around, they only go like that. Those who are having some good qualities from the past birth, they reach to the real people, they understand that, appreciate that, accept that. Otherwise, those who are living, I have seen in the temple itself, in the ashrama itself, there are people, they're living over there, but they don't like that, they don't like to accept that. And what happens? They constantly suffer. Even living in that, so that is called Sattva Rajatama. And Sattik, he will start liking. Now, example, Master Mahashaya, who is the writer of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and his friend Siddheshwar, whom he called as Sidhu in the short. Both of them, they went to Dakshineshwar. Both of them, they saw first time Sri Ramakrishna. And Siddheshwar's reaction was, okay, now that we have seen him, let us go back and to see the flower garden, different type of flowers. And another person who was actually not knowing anything, this Master Mahashaya, the moment he saw that Sri Ramakrishna, heard a few sentences that he uttered over there, oh, this is the person. He is talking just like the Bhagavata, as Shukadeva. Shukadeva, the purest of the pure. As Shukadeva expounding the Bhagavata, as if this man, when I will come back again. So somehow he pacified his friend and then came back again. And then from the next day, he himself used to come again and again. And sometimes Sri Ramakrishna himself used to make jokes about his visiting. You see, one person, he fed in a one particular time some opium to a bird. And now the bird is coming again because that bird wants that opium at that time, every time coming on that right time, he will be reaching over there. Similarly, this man has got the opium and he is coming again and again. And what is that? Sanskara. Sri Ramakrishna asked him, are you married? Then he said, oh, you have got married. I'm sorry. Why, sir? Because I saw within you very good qualities. And I was thinking if you are free, then you can dedicate yourself for the service of the humanity. But no problem, you be there, and from there you can do that. That is the life of the Master Mahashaya. Where from all this is coming? Past lives, impressions of the past lives. Even if you force them to learn something, it is impossible, they won't. They will resist. They will always go for something else because of the impression. So this is avidya, but you have to be careful about the teacher. Because if the teacher is not good, then if you accept him as your teacher, as your preceptor, as your guru, then terrible. What happened? Then it says in the 5th mantra in the 2nd chapter in the Upanishad, it says, Avidyayam antare vartamana Swayam dhira panditas manyamana drandam mamana pariyanti mudha andhanaiva niyamana yatanda. It's a very famous sloka in the Kathopanishad. Avidyayam antare vartamana, the fools dwelling in the darkness themselves, but thinking themselves wise and erudite, go round and round by various crooked paths, like the blind led by the blind. If the teacher himself is not knowing the subject, how he can teach? So that is very, very important to choose the real guru. And that is the reason only God can be guru and nobody else. Of course, we are gurus, we are giving initiation, but we always sit over here and show, this is your guru, this is your God. I am only introducing you, that's all. So that is the way the guru means the God, and if you accept the proper philosophy, guideline, then you can make the progress. In the 6th and 7th mantras, it explains how difficult to get and to understand this thing. They say in the 6th mantra, Ayam loko nasti para iti mani puna puna vashama padyate me. I am not reading the whole thing. Ayam loko nasti para iti mani. There are 4 lines are there. I am reading only the 2 because time is very short. The ignorant in spirituality, this world alone exists and there is no other. Those who are ignorant about the spiritual life, they think this is the only life, this is the only world, this is the only thing, and there is nothing else. So that they say, Ayam loka, this world, nasti para, there is nothing afterwards. As because we cannot see, so we think it is okay. But the result comes, and then we can understand why we are suffering, why I am having this. One gentleman, he tried to get the solace again and again, and I told, see, you have got the proper thing, but you have to understand something in the past life also, that result is coming. This is the suffering is not from this life, maybe from the past life. Now go on praying to God. I am sorry, whatever I did, for that I have suffered a lot. Now you give me your blessings. So go on praying that it will be all go, otherwise simply you are going on complaining, that won't stop. So ayam loka nasti para, this is the only world, and that way people are enjoying. Nasti para, afterwards is nothing. Puna puna vashama padyate me. Again and again they are coming back. So when you read sometimes the news in the newspaper, it is so terrible. One young lady, highly educated, after completion of the university, she married a boy who was not educated. You know, the love, so naturally he was poor and all that, not having any culture. He was just an ordinary person, but this lady was educated. Anyway, only this puja time, you know, for the Bengalis is a great time. She wanted to go out with her husband. That was the only claim and nothing else. She wanted to go out with her husband and went on calling him over phone, come back, we like to go out, etc., etc. He came drunk and beaten her to death. The terrible news. Now all over the world, particularly the alumni of that university, they are all united and asking the government to punish that particular boy. So this way the things. Now suppose because of some reason, then loopholes in the law, he is not suffered, the boy is not suffered. Will he be free from this sin? No. Some other time will come when he will suffer. Why the girl, she chose that boy? Why this thing? Just accident? Just love? No. Something must have drawn her over there to get this type of punishment. So it's very difficult to explain, of course, but it is true. That is why again and again, only thing that we can do, because we do not understand, we cannot see the past, we cannot see the future. The only thing that we can do is the present. And in the present time, if we are going on taking the name of God, praying to Him, that is the only way we can be saved. And many are there who do not even hear of the Atman, it says. In the next, Sravanayapi Bahuvirja Nalabhya. Many are there who do not even hear the word, the name Atman. Sravanayapi, only by hearing they didn't do. It's a very narrow, small thing they hear about the God and they think that is the main thing. Oh, terrible. So recently again, someone, he told, if you can chop the head off a lady who is newly married, then you will get the supernatural power. And they killed the girl. So that is also for the sake of the religion. Can you imagine? The person who is guiding, he is a blind and he is guiding the other blinds. And these people who are hearing, they are thinking that this way we will get the blessings of God and we will go to heaven, or we will have the supernatural power under our control. And they have become killers of innocent lady. So that is they call Sravanayapi Bahuvirjana Labhya. Many are there who cannot even hear the truth. Though hearing, then many do not comprehend the idea. Then they said in the last two lines, Srindantuopi Bahavo Yamna Biduhu. Srindantuopi, even after hearing, there are many, they cannot comprehend, they cannot understand. So they say, there are only two. One, Ascharya Bhakta Kushalasya Labdha. Ascharya Jnata Kushalanu. So one only they say, the wonderful is the expounder and rare is the hearer. So we can name Nachiketa, we can name Vivekananda. The Ascharya Bhakta, Sri Ramakrishna, Ascharya Jnata, disciple, Vivekananda. The moment he said, immediately he understood. The moment he said, moment he touched, he went into Samadhi. So this way it happened, the expounder and rearer and hearer, also rare indeed. And that is why the experiencer of the Atman, though by an able person, only one can understand the Atman if it is explained through an able person. Now friends, only two other sentences. One is Sriya, another is Priya. Now, this Sriya, Priya of course are worldly things. Now Sriya. This Sriya has two levels. One is Dharma, another is Moksha. So this is the thing that whatever we are doing, it is only Dharma. It is only religion. It is only righteousness. The Sriya has two levels. One is Dharma, the good life. But that is not sufficient. Only following the good life, I am not telling any lies, I am not hurting others, I am also distributing, I am also visiting the temples and good things that I am doing, reading the scripture, that is Dharma. But that is not the goal, that cannot be the goal. That is also one stage. We have to go beyond that, and that is called Amrita, immortal life. And sometimes in the villages, when you have got either walking barefoot, you got a stalk of a thorn in the leg, they say take out another thorn from that place and take it out and then throw both. So Dharma is that. When you are hurt with the worldly things, you use the Dharma and then you have to throw out that, because our goal is to get the moksha, the freedom. Good life cannot be the ultimate. It must lead to the realization of the Atman. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, Ishwar Labh Manushya Jivaner Uddeshya. In Bengali he said, God realization is the only goal in human life. What is that God realization? Knowing the Atman. And Shankaracharya said, Jivan Mukti Shikha Prapti Hetabe Janmadharitam. The human birth only to get the liberation from this bondage in this very life. And that is why from the mantras of 15th, Yama tried to give the teachings about the Brahman, about the Atman, and maybe in our next class we will read and we will give a brief description of all this, because it is all in different way they are talking about the Brahman, and we won't be able to unless and until we practice. Sarve Veda Yat Padamamananti Tapamsi Sarvani Chayat Badanti. In the 15th the mantra, Yadichanta Brahmacharyam Charanti Tatte Pradam Sangrahina Brahmimi Om Iti Etat. Now the Yama told, I will tell you that particular thing for which the many, they are controlling their senses and practicing the austerity, spiritual life, and that is Om, that Omkara. Om Iti Etat. He will go on telling like this in the 16, 17, and if you can read, that will be very good. And it says, Anaro Aniyan Mahato Mahiyan. It's just giving the hints. On the 20th sloka it says, and in the 18th, Na jayate na mriyate vabipaschin nayam kutachinna babhuva kaschit ajo nitya shashatoyam purana nahanyate annamane sharire. In the 2nd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, that is also there, the same sloka, a little change. You cannot cut it, you cannot burn it, you cannot wet it, you cannot dry it, because this is the Atman. So about the Atman, what is this? Hints. So बुद्धिमानों के लिए इशारा ही काफी है. And I believe all of you are intelligent, buddhiman. So ishara, these hints are sufficient. Thank you very much. So if you want to know about this Brahman, so I will tell you, if you can read this Sanskrit, or if you like to read the Sanskrit, then you can go for the book by Swami Gambhirananda ji. This is 8 Upanishads. So in the 8 Upanishads, that you will get this Upanishad, and from 15th onwards, 2nd chapter 15th onwards, if you read, it goes on giving the example about the Brahman, Brahman, Brahman. And if you want to read only English, the lucid, very lucid, but no Sanskrit, then Swami Nikhilananda ji's book. This Nikhilananda ji's book has been published from the New York Center. There also you will find the Kathopanishad, only English, and very beautifully he has explained. So I will request you, please read this, and then next time when we meet, we will conclude by just going through the whole thing, a summary. Now, this coming weekend, that is a Friday, Saturday of the coming week, I will be there in giving the retreat in the Ganges. Many of you must be coming over there. So I don't think there will be any talk will be here on that Sunday. Please come on that day, because this is wonderful thing. This time I am trying to develop some of the pictures also that I can show and can explain, because Tantra is so difficult, because Vedanta we constantly we discuss and we can understand, but Tantra is a totally different way, but approaching to the same God, very old, ancient, just like the Veda, but the ways are totally different. So Tantra will be interesting if you can come over there. we can have that projector, the show and all with the picture. We'll try to understand that. And next weekend again, that is 29 Saturday, there will be Kali Puja. The Saturday and Kali Puja. There's a wonderful, because the Saturday is the Shakti Bar. Sri Ramakrishna told the Saturday, whatever you pray, that is fulfilled. So that is the Shakti Bar of the Wednesday and the Saturday. The Saturday will be very good. So we will have the Kali Puja over here, and next day, Sunday, I don't think, because it will be in the night, Kali Puja, and naturally up to 9:30, 10, it will continue after the prasad. So next day, I think the devotees won't be able to come to attend the class. And after that, November 6th, I will be in Hollywood. So, no, not for the movie, but in the Hollywood, I will go only for the same discussion and discourses. So it will be again on the Kali, according to Sister Nivedita, that is my talk. And other Swamis are also coming, there will be discussion. And one thing, that is why I am going, they invited me, that they give the immersion in the Pacific Ocean. And that's why I am going, and they will hire a boat and we all will go, and in the Pacific Ocean, and they immerse the goddess Kali Murti, they worship in Murti, in the image. So that I will attend and come back. On 6th, Bharadananda ji, on my behalf, will give a talk on the 6th November. So these two, I don't think there will be classes. I will send out the emails to all of you. So let us conclude with this mantra, which is always so inspiring, that we are in reality the Atman, not the man, not the animals, not these and that, nothing. Our real identity is the Atman. Naham manushyo nacha deva yakshaha na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudraha na brahmachari na grihi vanastava bhikshur na cha aham nija bodha sarupa. Nija bodha sarupa, my real identity, that is the knowledge, and I am that. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat.